The Galactic Federation was the most powerful group in the galaxy. Its members were proud, advanced, and full of pride. They ruled over hundreds of planets and many species. They believed no one could challenge them, not even the humans from planet Earth. Humans were seen as small, weak, and new to space. The Federation never took them seriously. One morning, something strange arrived at the Federation's main headquarters. It was a box, small, silver, with no markings. It was sent from Earth. The message on it said, "A gift for peace." The leaders laughed. "Humans still believe in gifts?" One alien general said with a grin. "Let's open it and see what joke they've sent us this time." A group of scientists and security officers gathered in the control room. The box was placed on a glass table. Everyone watched as a robotic arm slowly lifted the lid. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, the lights in the room flickered. The air turned cold. The computers froze. A low humming sound filled the space. Then, from inside the box, a small sphere floated into the air. It began to glow with a strange blue light. Suddenly, screens around the room started flashing symbols. In a strange language, Earth English. Alarms rang out. Security systems went offline. A voice came from the sphere. Calm, deep, human. "You laughed at us. You called us monkeys. You thought we were weak, but we learned. We watched. We waited. Now it's our turn." Panic broke out. The sphere flew higher and exploded in a soft pulse of blue light. All technology within the room shut down. Ships outside lost control and began to drift. The Federation HQ was now dark and quiet. Only emergency lights remained. "What is happening?" a commander shouted. A young officer ran in. "Sir, all systems are failing. Not just here, across the fleet. It's spreading like a virus." The council members were shocked. "How can humans do this? They don't have this kind of power." Another officer spoke, his voice shaking. "They didn't attack us with weapons. They attacked us with knowledge. The Federation had always believed strength came from size and firepower, but humans had used something else, something more dangerous, information. The box wasn't a gift. It was a key to chaos." Across the galaxy, Federation systems began to behave strangely. Communication signals were mixed, maps were rewritten, entire planets were cut off from the network. It was like a ghost had entered the machine, an Earth-born ghost. Indri. Secret rooms, Federation leaders tried to find answers. Who made the box? How did it get past their scans? Why did the humans send it now? A few remembered an old meeting years ago. A human ambassador had stood in front of the council and offered friendship. He was laughed at, mocked, insulted. That day, the Federation rejected peace. And now it seemed the humans had sent their reply. All around the galaxy, smaller species watched in silence. Many had been ignored by the Federation. Some were even slaves. But now they saw something different. They saw humans doing what no one had done before, fighting back. The Federation, once proud and strong, now looked confused and weak. In a hidden corner of Earth, a woman sat in a dark room, watching the chaos through a secure channel. She smiled. "Phase 1 complete," she whispered. "Let's see how they handle the next gift." Back in space, the leaders of the Federation gathered for an emergency meeting. Fear was written on every face. One general slammed the table. "We must strike back now. Destroy Earth before it's too late." But another older member shook his head. "We already opened the box, and inside we didn't find a gift. We found a warning." The screen in the room lit up again. The same human voice spoke one last time. This was just the beginning. The room fell silent. The Federation thought it was just a gift box. They were wrong. It was a declaration of chaos, and chaos had just begun. The Galactic Federation was falling into confusion. After the gift box from Earth caused major systems to crash, panic spread through their entire network. On every planet, in every command ship, alarms screamed. Communications failed. Defense systems acted strange. Some ships launched without orders. Others shut down in space. It was like their machines had turned against them. The top leaders of the Federation gathered once again. Their meeting hall was dark. Only emergency power worked. Holograms flickered in and out. One admiral stood and shouted, "This is an act of war. Earth has attacked us." Another voice, calmer and older, replied, "No, they didn't use guns or bombs. They used knowledge. That's worse." At the same time, deep inside the main AI control station, technicians tried to stop the strange virus. But the more they worked, the more the system changed. The virus was alive, smart. It moved. It hid. It rewrote code in ways no one had seen before. "It's like it thinks for itself," one programmer said, sweating. "It's not just data, it's a weapon." Then something even stranger happened. Ships that belonged to old enemies of the Federation, pirates, rebels, and outsiders, began moving faster and smarter. It was as if they suddenly had better tech, stronger systems, and human-style strategy. The Federation was shocked. "How are they improving so fast?" a commander asked. The answer came from a young data officer. "I think the virus is spreading to them too, but it's helping them." Everyone stared in silence. The chaos was growing, but it wasn't random. It had a purpose. It was changing the balance of power in the galaxy. The Federation quickly launched a new emergency plan. They called it the Chaos Protocol. All systems were locked down, spaceports were closed, ships were forced to land, communication networks were shut off. They hoped this would stop the virus from spreading further, but it was too late. The virus was not just in their machines. It was already in their enemies' hands. It had started a new kind of war. Across the stars, the virus spoke in the same human voice. "We are not your pets. We are not your joke. You built your power on our weakness. That time is over." Secret Federation agents were sent to Earth. Their mission, find out how humans created this virus, find who planned it, and stop them before things got worse. Back on Earth, in a hidden base under the Arctic ice, a group of humans watched everything. They were the creators of the gift box. A man in a gray jacket looked at the screen and nodded. They activated. "The Chaos Protocol," he said. "Good. That means they're scared." A young woman smiled. "Phase 2? The man replied. "Not yet. Let them suffer first. Let them feel powerless, just like they made us feel. Years ago, humans were treated like children by the Federation. Their ideas were stolen. Their people were mocked. Their place in the council was only for show. The Federation thought humans would never rise, but humans remembered everything. Every insult, every trick, every lie. And now, they were striking back, with intelligence. Meanwhile, more Federation officers began to understand the true danger. The virus didn't just break machines. It changed how systems worked. It forced people to rethink everything. Security codes became useless. Navigation maps no longer worked. Even basic machines like food makers began printing strange messages. Adapt or fall. You had your chance. Small planets began leaving the Federation. They didn't want to stay in a broken empire. Some even sent messages to Earth asking for help or alliances. Earth didn't reply. Not yet. One by one, old enemies of the Federation started working together. They were faster now, smarter, more dangerous. All thanks to the virus from the gift box. Back in the Federation war room, one general stood up and spoke in a serious voice. "We are not in control anymore. Earth has shown us something we didn't believe before. They are not weak. They are not small. They are something else entirely." The council was silent. Then a single message appeared on every Federation screen. The words were simple. The box was just the beginning. Watch what comes next. The lights flickered again. A strange sound filled the air. And for a moment, even the stars outside seemed to pulse with warning. The Federation had tried to stop the chaos, but now the chaos was alive and it was everywhere. After the Chaos Protocol failed, the Galactic Federation was desperate. Their ships were breaking down. Their systems were confused. Old enemies were growing stronger. and all of it had started from one small box, sent by humans. The leaders had one big question now. Who are the humans, really? For many years, the Federation believed humans were nothing special. A young race, weak, too emotional, too chaotic. They joined the galaxy late and had nothing valuable to offer. At meetings, humans were often ignored. Some aliens even joked about them. But now everything had changed. The Federation sent their best spies to Earth. Their mission was clear. Find out how humans built such a powerful virus. Learn their secrets. Stop the next attack. 2 spy ships entered Earth's orbit, hidden behind the moon. From there, they watched and listened. What they saw shocked them. Earth did not look like a planet in panic. It looked prepared. Satellites moved in strange patterns. Signals bounced in secret codes. Even Earth's moon had hidden bases, full of sensors and defense systems. One spy whispered, they were ready for war before it began. The spies landed in quiet areas. One went to a large desert base, the other to a deep ocean facility. What they discovered was worse than they imagined. Humans were not building weapons. They were building knowledge, labs full of alien tech, reverse engineered and improved. They were not just copying, they were creating. In one lab, a human scientist spoke into a recorder. The spy watched from above, hidden. The scientist said, they think we're still playing catch-up. Good. That means they don't see what's coming. Back at the Federation, the spies sent their reports. Earth had advanced farther than anyone thought. They had created new energy sources, new communication networks, new ways to bend time and space. Most of it was hidden underground, or in deep space labs. But the most dangerous thing the spies found was not in the machines. It was in the people. Humans were angry, but not out of control. They were focused, united. Every scientist, every soldier, every leader. They remembered the way the Federation treated them. One of the spies found a secret video recording from 10 years ago. It showed a human ambassador standing before the Federation Council. He was calm, respectful, and offered friendship. We are new, he said, but we wish to learn. We hope to grow, together. The answer had been laughter. One alien leader said, you are monkeys in space. Enjoy your view. The ambassador's face changed. He didn't speak again. He only nodded and walked out. Now, years later, humans had returned. Not with peace, but with a plan. The Federation spy who watched that old video sent one final message before being caught. He wrote, they never forgot, they never forgave, and they never stopped learning. The second spy wasn't so lucky. She was caught inside a mountain base. The humans didn't hurt her. Instead, they showed her a wall full of pictures, alien attacks on Earth, moments of humiliation, stories of stolen human technology. One man spoke to her softly. You think we're dangerous now? This is nothing. We haven't even started. Was sent back with a warning. Next time, we won't be so kind. Back in the Federation Council, leaders argued over what to do next. Some wanted to destroy Earth completely. Others were afraid. If we attack, what if they have more weapons hidden? One council member asked. Another replied, they do. They always have. Then, a new report came in. Small planets near the edge of the galaxy were rising up. They were using human-style technology, systems that moved like Earth's virus. Somehow, Earth had shared its knowledge with others. This was not just revenge, it was a revolution. A quiet voice in the room said, we used to think humans were small, but we were looking at their size, not their strength. And in that moment, the Federation finally began to understand. Humans had not attacked out of hate. They had acted out of memory. They remembered every insult, every betrayal, every chance the Federation had to treat them as equals, but didn't. The box was not a prank. The virus was not a trick. The chaos was not an accident. It was all a plan, and humans had been planning for years. Now the galaxy asked a new question. Not, What do humans want? But what else are they capable of? Because behind the blue skies of Earth and the smiling faces of its people, something powerful had grown. Not a weapon, not an army, something worse. A purpose. And the Federation had just woken it up. The Federation had waited long enough. Their systems were still broken, their allies were leaving, their enemies were growing stronger, and at the center of it all, Earth. The Council of Leaders met in secret. Voices were loud, fists slammed tables. Some were afraid, but most were angry. "They embarrassed us," shouted one general. "They infected our systems with that cursed virus. They made us look weak," an elder council member warned them. "You don't know what else they're hiding. Attacking Earth could be a mistake." But no one listened. Pride was louder than fear, and so the order was given. Strike Earth. Destroy their defenses. Make them kneel. A massive fleet was sent, more than 200 warships, the largest force ever used against a single planet. The Federation believed this attack would end everything. They imagined Earth begging for peace. They imagined easy victory, but they were wrong. As the fleet entered Earth's solar system, things felt strange. The ships couldn't send clear messages. Some radar signals looped. Navigation maps changed. Captains reported seeing ghost echoes, copies of ships that weren't there. "What is this?" asked one confused pilot. "It's them," a technician whispered. "It's the humans. They're already inside our systems." Still, the Federation continued. They reached Earth and prepared to strike, but before they could fire, the skies lit up. Thousands of human satellites came online, forming a glowing web around the planet. Beams of light shot between them. A force field grew, thick and powerful. Federation weapons bounced off it like raindrops on glass. "Impossible!" a commander shouted. "No species can build a shield this strong. Earth could." Suddenly, the satellites began to move. They formed attack patterns. Lasers fired in perfect lines. Federation ships exploded one by one. The humans weren't defending. They were fighting back. Inside Earth's command center, a woman in uniform gave calm orders. "Target engines first, then communication hubs. Leave their escape pods." Her second-in-command smiled. "We could finish them all." She nodded. "But we want them to go back. We want the whole Federation to see what happened here." The Federation fleet tried to retreat, but Earth wasn't done. Small, fast human ships appeared from the moon and nearby asteroids. They weren't big, but they were fast and smart. They used strange moves, zigzag paths, silent engines, fake signals. It was chaos, and it was beautiful. Within hours, more than half the Federation fleet was destroyed or captured. The rest ran away, broken and confused. Back on their home worlds, the Federation watched in horror. For the first time in their history, they had lost a full battle. Not to another empire, not to pirates, to humans. The council was silent. No one spoke. No one smiled. Then a message arrived. From Earth. It showed the Federation ships crashing, human fighters dancing through space. And then, a human general appeared on the screen. She looked directly into the camera and said, "We didn't start this war, but we will finish it. You came to scare us. You came to crush us. Instead, you reminded us who we are." Behind her, a large banner showed Earth and dozens of other symbols, alien symbols. It was a warning. Humans were not alone anymore. The message ended with one last line. "We don't want your throne. We don't want your praise. We only want what you never gave us, respect." Across the galaxy, other species watched the video. Some cheered, some cried, and many started to believe in something new. If Earth could fight back, maybe they could too. Back in Federation space, leaders tried to understand what had gone wrong. "How did we lose?" one asked. A scientist answered, "Because we thought they were weak." Another added, "And because we never imagined they could become strong in silence." They had sent ships to destroy Earth. Instead, Earth destroyed their pride. The Federation now faced a hard truth. The humans were not just fighters. They were something far more dangerous. They were survivors, and they were just getting started. After the failed attack on Earth, the Galactic Federation was shaken. Their biggest fleet had been crushed. Their weapons had failed. Their pride had turned into fear. But what scared them most wasn't the power of human ships. It was the silence that followed. Earth didn't celebrate. It didn't make threats. It didn't chase the defeated fleet. Instead, it simply waited. In the darkness of space, while the Federation tried to recover, something else was happening, something they didn't see. Humans weren't working alone. Far from Earth, in the quiet corners of the galaxy, secret meetings took place. In abandoned space stations, deep caves, and hidden moons, leaders of small alien species met with human agents. Some of these species had been ignored by the Federation. Others had been hurt, their planets used for resources, their people treated as second class. They had waited for someone to fight for them. Now they had found that someone: the humans. These meetings weren't loud. They weren't formal. They were built on shared pain, shared memories, and one shared goal: the fall of the Federation. In one such meeting, a lizard-like alien named Siru looked at a human across the table. "You fought them," Siru said. "You beat them. But why help us?" The human, a former Earth pilot named Dana, answered, with calm eyes, "Because we remember how it feels to be treated like nothing." The alien nodded slowly. "Then we fight with you." And so it began, the secret human alliance. It wasn't one army. It wasn't one plan. It was many, spreading, growing, quietly. Humans shared technology, knowledge, and hope. In return, the Allies shared locations, codes, and secret passageways inside the Federation's systems. One by one, the cracks in the Federation grew wider. A shipment of weapons disappeared near the edge of space. A key database was erased without a trace. A Federation prison ship released all its prisoners overnight. Each time, the Federation suspected Earth, but they could never prove it, because Earth wasn't alone anymore. In the council chambers, the leaders grew more paranoid. "They're building a shadow empire," one shouted. "They're uniting the weak." An old leader stood slowly. "No," he said. "They are not building an empire. They are building something worse." "What could be worse?" "Someone asked," he replied, "a future without us." While the Federation argued, the Alliance trained. Human commanders worked with alien freedom fighters. Engineers from Earth taught former slaves how to fix starships. Young alien scouts learned how to fly human-style ships, fast and light, built for strategy, not just power. In one hidden training camp, a teenage alien with silver skin asked a human officer, "Do you think we can really win?" The officer looked up at the stars and said, "We already are. Every day we stand, they lose." Even human culture began to spread. Music, books, and ideas flowed into the outer colonies. Songs about freedom played in secret bars. Stories of Earth's victory were whispered like legends. A single word became a symbol of resistance. Human. But Earth didn't seek control. It didn't ask for loyalty. It asked for one thing only: choice. The choice to live free. The choice to speak without fear. The choice to build a better galaxy together. That idea was stronger than any weapon. Back on Earth, the leaders of the Alliance met in a hidden mountain base. Maps of the galaxy glowed on the walls. Red marks showed Federation control. Green marks showed Alliance influence. The green was growing. One human general pointed at a spot near the galactic core. "This is their next target. We need to move before they do." A blue-skinned alien beside him asked, "Are we ready?" The general smiled. "We don't have to be perfect. We just have to be united." And they were. The Federation tried to stop the Alliance, but it was like fighting shadows. Every time they struck, 2 more cells rose elsewhere. Every planet they punished gave birth to 5 more rebels. Every voice they silenced became 10 more songs of freedom. They had awakened something they couldn't control. A movement, a storm, a fire that started with one small box, and now burned across the stars. The Federation still had more ships, more soldiers, more money. But humans and their allies had something else. They had nothing to lose, and they had each other. The galaxy was changing fast. In the far corners of space, the outer worlds, small planets had started to break away from the Galactic Federation. These were the forgotten places. Dusty moons, cold planets, mining colonies. The Federation never cared much about them, but now they mattered. These worlds had joined the secret human alliance. They were tired of being used, tired of being controlled. For the first time, they felt hope. Earth had shown them that the Federation could bleed. Now they wanted freedom, but the Federation would not let them go easily. They sent warships, big, loud, and full of weapons. They thought it would be easy, quick, a show of power to scare the rest of the galaxy. They were wrong. The outer worlds didn't fight alone. Human ships arrived first, small, fast, sharp like knives. Then came the rebel fleets, pirates, smugglers, old enemies of the Federation. Together they formed a new kind of army. Not perfect, not clean, but deadly. The first battle started near a planet called Theros 9. It was cold, covered in ice, and had only a small base. The Federation sent 3 destroyers to take it back. They never made it to the surface. As they entered orbit, human fighters attacked from behind the moon. The destroyers fired wildly, but the humans moved like lightning. One by one, the destroyers lost control. Engines exploded. Shields failed. Within minutes, 2 were gone. The third ran away, damaged and scared. Theros 9 was safe, but that was just the beginning. The Federation then launched a full campaign. Battles erupted across dozens of systems. The sky was filled with fire. Some planets held strong. Others fell. It was not a clean war. It was messy, dark, and full of loss. Still, the Alliance fought back. Each victory gave them strength. Each defeat taught them lessons. Humans shared their tactics. Rebels added their tricks. Even the smallest ship became a weapon in the right hands. On one desert world, a group of farmers used mirrors and old tech to blind a Federation cruiser. It crashed into a canyon. The farmers cheered and joined the Alliance. In space above, a gas giant, an alien engineer rigged a mining machine to explode. It took out 2 enemy fighters. These were not trained soldiers. They were free people fighting for their future. Inside the Federation, cracks began to show. Some captains refused to fight. Some ships disappeared. Whispers of rebellion spread like wildfire. Even Federation soldiers began to ask, "Why are we killing those who only want freedom?" The Federation High Command grew desperate. They sent a message to Earth: "Stop the attacks, or we will destroy the outer worlds completely." Earth did not reply. Instead, it sent a signal, and from deep space, something new arrived. The first human-built capital ship. It was huge, silent, black as night. Its name was Resolve. It did not speak. It only moved, slow, calm, and powerful. The Federation sent a fleet to destroy it. The Resolve destroyed them instead. It didn't fight with speed. It fought with precision. Every shot counted. Every move was planned. Human AI systems guided it perfectly. When the battle was over, the Federation lost 8 ships. Resolve had not even taken a scratch. After that, no one doubted Earth's power anymore. The outer worlds began to rise one after another. They threw down the Federation flags. They raised their own symbols, some human, some alien, some both. Every world had a new voice now, and all those voices said the same thing: we will not be ruled. Back on Earth, leaders watched the map of the galaxy change. Red marks shrank, green ones grew. A human admiral said, We've taken half the outer worlds. The rest are joining soon. Another officer asked, "What about the core systems?" The admiral looked at the stars. "That's the final battle. But for now, they had time. Time to prepare. Time to build. Time to show the galaxy that this was not just war, it was a new beginning, and the Federation was losing control of everything. The galaxy had changed. The outer worlds were free. The Federation was weak. Its fleets were smaller. Its leaders were silent. Its power was broken. But it was not over. Not yet. The human-led alliance had won battle after battle, but they knew. The final step still waited. The Federation core worlds, the heart of their empire, where the Council ruled, where the rich lived in peace while others suffered. If the core did not fall, the galaxy could never be truly free. Earth didn't want more war. It didn't want to rule the galaxy. But it had a duty now, to finish what it started. Not with more blood, but with truth. So, Earth made a plan. Not just to fight, but to speak. One voice, one message, one day that the galaxy would never forget. It started with a signal, a broadcast, sent at once to every planet, space station, and colony, in every language, on every screen. At first, people were confused. They saw a single image, Earth, quiet, blue, alive. Then the voice began. It was a human, calm, strong, clear. "We are the people of Earth. We were once ignored, laughed at, used, but we never stopped learning. We never stopped growing. And we never stopped remembering." Across the galaxy, millions watched. Some cried, some stood in silence. "You called us small, so we studied your giants. You called us wild, so we trained in silence. You called us weak, so we became unbreakable." The image changed. Scenes of battles, of human and alien fighters standing together, of broken chains, of flags raised high, of children laughing under new suns. "You thought we came for revenge. You were wrong. We came for justice. You thought we came to destroy. We came to build." On the Federation capital world, the Council watched in panic. "Shut it down!" they shouted, but they couldn't. The signal came from everywhere. Earth had planned it perfectly. You ruled with fear. We rise with hope. You broke planets. We heal them. You silenced voices. We speak for all. And then the final words came. Simple, final, unstoppable. Today, humanity speaks for the galaxy. In that moment, something strange happened. Ships stopped moving. Guns stopped firing. Even on the battlefield, soldiers lowered their weapons. The message had reached them all, and it worked. Across the core worlds, protests began. Crowds marched. In the streets. Old flags were torn down. Statues of Federation leaders were broken. The people no longer believed in the Council. They believed in the voice, in the message, in the idea that no one was too small to matter. And slowly, one by one, the Federation leaders stepped down. Some ran, some were arrested, some simply disappeared. Federation did not fall in fire. It fell in silence. And Earth? Earth did not take the throne. It did not become an empire. It built something new, a council of worlds, equal voices, shared power, open borders. The first meeting was held on a small moon near Earth. Humans sat beside aliens, former slaves beside, former rulers, all different, all equal. A new symbol was born, not a sword, not a crown, a circle, one shape, no end. It meant unity. It meant peace. It meant the galaxy was finally ready to grow, not as empires, but as one people. Years passed. The wounds of war healed. New cities rose. Children from 100 species studied together. Farmers from old colonies traded with miners on distant moons. Artists, builders, teachers, all working together. And Earth? It remained what it had always been, a small blue planet, full of wild ideas, full of stubborn people, full of hope. The story of the gift box was still told, the virus that changed everything, the trick that woke the galaxy. But it was never just about the virus. It was about the message inside. A message the Federation had missed. A message the galaxy finally understood. We are here. We are human. And we will never be silent again.